Good morning and welcome to another episode of The Chubby Chef. This week we're doing another baking, but this is not my idea. This is my mom's idea. She'll be with us in a moment. We're doing shortbread cookies, and we're using the exact same recipe that we did for the shortbread cranberry bars, but we're just using the shortbread recipe. So we're going to begin by parsing out our ingredients. All right, so for this video, I actually have my wonderful mother who's going to be helping me, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit new. I'm going to be directing her. So you're going to see my mom doing all the work while I direct her. And my mom is laughing at that because we both know that's not how it's going to work. But we're going to try. And for the sake of this video, we're going to try. All right, so this is the recipe. Very simple recipe, but a lot of work, and it takes a lot of patience. So here we go. All right, so one of the first things we need to do is get butter, 1 cup of butter, so 2 sticks. That's half of a pound. And we need to shred it because it's not at room temp, so we need to shred it. So this is what we're going to do. That's my lovely mother's hands. We're going to take the butter, wrap it in saran wrap, while we grate it on this cheese grater. If you've seen my other video, you know how this works. It's pretty basic, but here we go. All right, so now we're doing the brown sugar. Now, here's a tip, and this is important, and I mentioned this in my last video. Brown sugar needs to be firmly packed. Because of the moisture in it, it expands. It's not like regular white granulated sugar. Firmly packed. All right, so throw that in, Mom.
Done.
All right.
Now.
Okay, so now we're doing the dry ingredients. We got our brown sugar and butter. This is going to be the flour. It would call for salt, except that we're using salted butter. And normally I would use unsalted, except that we don't have any. So we're just going to keep the salt out and just use the salted butter. So that should be good. So that's 1 cup of flour currently going in. A 2nd cup will go in
momentarily.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, sorry. I only have one hand.
Ooh.
Oh, and for all of you folks watching while my mom does that, these are what we're using as our cookie cutters. This is either... Well, you know what? You tell me what you think this is. I happen to think it's one thing. My mom thinks it's another. Tell me in the comments below what you think this is. We also got a star, and...
Mom says it's a snowman.
Yeah, she says it's snowman. I think it looks like a weird peanut, but... Alright, so the sifting is getting done.
Yeah.
Just bang it, bang it. And then take some flour.
No! Ta-da!
Okay, so that's all sifted.
Yep.
So what's going to happen next is we're going to use a beater, and we're going to incorporate the butter and the sugar into that. So we're getting out the beater now. Okay, so now we're doing the dry ingredients. We got our brown sugar and butter. This is going to be the flour. It would call for salt, except that we're using salted butter. And normally I would use unsalted, except that we don't have any. So we're just going to keep the salt out and just use the salted butter. So that should be good. So that's 1 cup of flour currently going in. A 2nd cup will go in
momentarily.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, sorry. I only have one hand.
Ooh.
Oh, and for all of you folks watching while my mom does that, these are what we're using as our cookie cutters. This is either... Well, you know what? You tell me what you think this is. I happen to think it's one thing. My mom thinks it's another. Tell me in the comments below what you think this is. We also got a star, and...
Mom says it's a snowman.
Yeah, she says it's snowman. I think it looks like a weird peanut, but... Alright, so the sifting is getting done.
Yeah.
Just bang it, bang it. And then take some flour.
No! Ta-da!
Okay, so that's all sifted.
Yep.
So what's going to happen next is we're going to use a beater, and we're going to incorporate the butter and the sugar into that. So we're getting out the beater now. So we're adding a little bit of flour at a time. Okay, we've now beaten the flour into the butter and sugar with the vanilla extract. And now this is the point where we're going to use our hands, because the heat from our hands is actually going to help mold the batter. But you don't want to overwork this, and I cannot stress this enough, shortbread cannot be overworked. You need to make sure that you don't turn it into like a dough, because it's really more of a crumbly batter that you're looking for. So that's what we're going to do now. My lovely assistant mom is going to start that in just a moment. Oh, damn it, I didn't record any of that.
Okay, let's do it again.
So now we're working it. We've worked it a little bit. We want to get the consistency of like a Play-Doh. The body heat from your hands will help with that. The beaters don't give that heat. So this is what we're looking for. We've already done it. I accidentally, stupidly forgot to record it, so I'm doing a second take here. But so we're done here. Now it's going to go onto cookie sheets with our cookie cutters.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have a preheated oven at 350 degrees. We are greasing our cookie sheets, and this is a little bit different from the cranberry shortbread bars that I made, because this time what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dough or batter.
Since we want shapes.
Since we want shapes, we're going to roll the batter onto the cookie sheet. We're going to take the cookie cutters, and then we're going to cut around or take away the excess.
You're not.
Okay, so using a cutting board, and you can use wood, you can use plastic. We happen to have a marble one, which is great. You're going to take some flour. You're going to sprinkle the flour on the cutting board to prevent sticking. And this is where we're going to roll out our batter and make shapes. So,
Right. Okay.
So here we go.
Put some on.
We could probably do the whole thing. I think it's not as much as I thought it was.
Depends on how thick you want your cookies, dear.
Well, no, you're gonna roll it out probably to the edges, no?
See how it goes. Mm-hmm.
Now you gotta flour your rolling pin, Ma.
I did.
It's obviously not enough. And just because I mocked my mom, I'm now afraid she's gonna roll over my fingers. And the reason I'm holding the cookie board down is because
We're missing a foot.
we're missing a foot, so it does that. So I gotta hold it down, and now my mom's gonna take revenge on me with the rolling pin. And just for all you folks listening out there, she used to chase us around with a wooden spoon or a rolling pin. Yeah, it was terrifying. My childhood. Feel for me, people. Send donations.
I don't know. This is not really the consistency I had wanted.
No, that's exactly what I used when I made the cranberry bars.
I understand, but I'm just saying it's going to be really hard to roll out.
Well, you should have used the other rolling pin, the one that actually has a rolling feature. Ah, see? This is the rolling pin I was envisioning. Because this one can spin.
I'm going to spin you in the head.
See? This is what I'm talking about, people. The abuse.
Yeah, okay. I do not know if this is going to work, or we're going to have to make bowls out of this and just hope and cook it. Because I'm not seeing a lot of hope for cookie cutters. Okay.
Well, hold on. Well, let's give it a try.
I love it.
So, yeah, that was me and my mom rolling it out. We made some stars. She's She broke some. As I said, she's the fault in my stars, but they look pretty good, I think. Now we're gonna do another once you cut out cookie shapes, you're gonna have batter around. So now we need to repurpose that batter and use a different shape. I'm thinking,
Hang on.
weird peanut this time, or snowman, as my mom calls it. Oh, and fun treat for y'all. Wait, where'd they go? Where are the sprinkles? Okay, we have sprinkles that we're going to be decorating with, but I just don't know where they went. So these are the sprinkles we're going to be using. We're going to be Dollarama, $1.50. There's a bunch of different types here. Chocolate, multicolored balls, hearts, and looks like Mike and Ike's. They're not Mike and Ike's, but that's the shape. So we're going to be doing that. So let's see if Mom can figure out the trick that I used. No, almost.
Oh, stop it.
No, you stop it. Okay, I'm going to flower bomb my mom.
No, don't you dare. I gotta go out.
Okay, apparently she has to go out, so I can't flower bomb. Oh, my viewers are going to love this.
I promise.
Okay, so we've made some snowmen, some stars, and we've decided to just do the rest in little balls, which are going to flatten with a fork, which is going to give it that nice little crisscross pattern. And then they're going to go into the oven for 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
So there was a little bit of a mishap. We dropped a few. We picked them up before the dogs got them, and we've discarded the ones that were on the floor. So don't worry. This is just what's left. Unfortunately, it's not as many as before, but that's hey, accidents happen in the kitchen. You just need to know how to adapt and react. So what my mom and I were just discussing is whether or not to
Thank you.
decorate them before or after cooking, and we agreed that we're going to decorate them before. And by decorate, I mean we're just going to throw on some sprinkles.
Yeah.
Maybe on the snowman we'll put like eyes and like little buttons or something, but for the rest, just going to throw some sprinkles on.
Okay, here we go. And they're still gonna spread a little bit.
I disagree. Oh, this is a conversation you didn't hear. I think they don't spread because there's not enough moisture. My mom thinks they're going to spread. We'll see what happens in the end. And you'll see that I was right. Decorated our little snowman. I started out doing really precise work with buttons, and then I tried to do a double-breasted, and then I just gave up. But the rest of them have sprinkles. Everything is going, so they're going into the oven.
They don't all have sprinkles. You're so cheap with the sprinkles. Fine.
My mom says I'm cheap. Hold on, we'll add more sprinkles then.
What's wrong with you?
Get the sprinkles out. No, not the chocolate ones. Not the chocolate ones. Balls, yeah, that one. My mom says I'm cheap.
What's cookies without candy?
They're just balls of sugar, which, as I say it out loud, it's candy. Wow, you're really good aim, Ma.
Thanks. Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, was that one?
No.
Where did that one come from? We missed one?
I guess.
Weird. Okay, we've got to spread them out a little bit because Mom says they're going to spread.
A little bit.
They're not going to spread. I promise you.
Certainly are.
All right, so these are going into the oven.
And it is 10:32.
10:32, and we're going to set a timer for 20 minutes. All right, we'll see you guys in 20 minutes. All right, we are finally done with our shortbread cookies. We've cleaned up, and when I say we, I mean Mom has cleaned up, and this is the final product. And we just ate some.
They're delicious.
They're delicious.
Yes. A lot of work.
They're still very hot, but really, really good. So I recommend this recipe to anybody who likes shortbread cookies. All right. Thanks. See you next time.